What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lexi. Thank you for joining. So I just wanted to go ahead and start this vlog. I believe this is Fit Model Vlog 2. I've made 3 videos so far. Well, this will be the 3rd about my transition from bikini to fit model. And I'm going to be going into North Americans at the end of this month. So that is going to actually, so that's a national level show for those of you who are unfamiliar. So essentially, I am already qualified to go into it since I've competed, and I got second in my height class in bikini, so that nationally qualifies me. So technically, I could do North Americans as a bikini competitor, but I'm going to be doing it in fit model because it is definitely more in alignment with where my physique is at this point in time. But first, let's start with a little personal update because I know some of you guys have been asking about this. So I'm recording today, it's Thursday, and my closing date for my condo is next Friday, so I'm really excited about that. So I kind of took you guys through a little bit of that journey a couple videos ago about looking for a place. So this will be my first purchase of a home. Well, it's a condo, but I'm really excited. So kind of crazy though, I'm gonna literally be moving into my condo like 2 weeks before my show. So like, would I recommend anybody else to do that? No, I wouldn't. I mean, ideally, it's probably not ideal to move right before your show, but my situation is also a little bit different because one, I'm literally moving a couple blocks away from where I currently live, so that helps, but it also helps that I already competed back in July and I got stage lean, so now I'm kind of just focused on maintaining, right? And I'll talk a little bit more specifically in this video about what my body's been doing, because I've been very surprised, like my weight's actually been dropping, which is just so interesting, which is not necessarily what I want right now. So anyways, but without further ado, I wanted to start this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the footage. All right, guys, a little update. I just booked my flights. So it's official. I booked my flights to Pittsburgh for North Americans on, is it August 30th? Whatever that Saturday is. So I'm so excited. I'm rooming with my best friend, Brooke, and then another one of my friends who's on Pro Physique. It's one of Paul's clients. We're all doing fit model, and honestly, I'm so excited. It's just gonna be a fun girls weekend, which honestly, it makes a show so much more fun when you can do it with people that, like, just other competitors. It really does make a difference. So I'm just really excited. Flights are booked, one less thing to worry about. Also having my suit bottoms remade, which I guess I will show you guys. Let me show you really quick. I'll show you what I'm having done with my suit bottoms because I did get my fit model suit, and I'm having to get the bottoms remade because I'll show you what my issue is. Okay, so here are my suit bottoms, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. This is not anybody's fault. This is not the suit maker's fault by any means. They just are not quite suited for my frame, and I've had to get custom sizes before for suits just because of my frame. But what happens is this is the back of the suit, right? And the way it sits on my glutes is it bunches a little bit too much at the top, so it just looks like there's just extra fabric, right? So this is the picture. This is one of the winners from Junior USA's. This is the picture I sent the suit maker. This is what I want it to look like, and I think this will definitely look like this if a little bit of fabric is just taken out. So that's what I'm having done with these suit bottoms. So I want to show you guys something. So I bought this at the store yesterday, ground chicken breast lean. And I don't buy this very frequently, but it was on sale at Publix. So I was like, why not? So I'm going to show you guys a funny way how I make this. So I've done this before. So I'm going to take it out of the package. It's just in this like chunk, right? And I am literally going to throw it in as the square into my air fryer and air fry it. And that's how I'm going to cook it. And then you can definitely like break it up and ground it afterwards if you want like the ground chicken breast, or you can just cut it into little squares, which is actually kind of how I like to enjoy it. So I'm making this. I'm going to have a little bit today, but I'm also going to pack a little bit of it with me because tomorrow I leave to go to Fort Lauderdale. I'm actually taking the train down to Fort Lauderdale because we, Paul, Evan, and I on Pro Physique, we have a seminar with Brett Contreras in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm going to prep a little bit to take down with me as well. So here is what it looks like after being in the air fryer, and I totally realized, guys, I know this looks so weird, but I just wanted to kind of show like the concept of you can literally put ground chicken in the block. You could do this with ground turkey or ground beef even, literally put it like just in the block into the air fryer. I just cooked it at 375 for about 16 to 18 minutes and then take it out and you can just kind of break it up, and you can dice it up if you want it like that, but I honestly kind of just like piecing it apart like this and then just weighing it out accordingly. And of course you can season to taste and use condiments and whatnot. So yeah, so this is what we're rolling with. And honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I could literally eat this whole block in one sitting. I just love protein, and honestly, I mean this wholeheartedly. If I had to pick one macro, protein, carbs, and fat to live off of, I think I could live off protein. I just love protein so much, and I feel like I can't be the only one. I don't know if it's a bodybuilder thing, but truthfully, it is my favorite macro. Okay, it is Saturday, and I have been up pretty early. Well, I've been up for a little while because today, in like 4 hours, I am taking the train down to Fort Lauderdale, which is about a 4-hour train ride. And then we have a Pro Physique seminar tomorrow and live podcast, and then I'm riding back up with Paul. So I've taken the train before, and it's just kind of fun. It's honestly so close to my apartment, the train station, so I can walk there. The only kind of downside is it usually is delayed. So I think I already got a text that it was delayed a little bit, like by 15 minutes, but I'm up bright and early and knocking out some client work, and I'm actually gonna head to the store right now. I'm actually hoping that, so it's just now 8 o'clock and I'm going to Aldi, and I've always heard that on Saturday mornings they put out their markdowns for proteins. So I'm wondering, I've never been on a Saturday morning, so I'm wondering if I'll score big. I'm going today to the grocery store because we're gonna get back to Tampa pretty late tomorrow, and I usually do my grocery shopping on Sundays, so I will not have a chance to do that tomorrow. So preparing ahead and gonna go do my little grocery shopping now. So let's see if I indeed get some sale protein. It will be my lucky day if that's the case. So I just arrived to Aldi, and I had to double check. I'm like, is it open? Because the parking lot is so empty. I mean, there's a few cars, I'm assuming workers. So fingers crossed. Hopefully this is a good sign. Maybe they just put out a ton of discount meat and I'm going to be the first person to get it. So let's go see. All right. So I feel like a total ding dong. I literally just walked up to the door, and they open at 9. So that's 30 minutes away, which I don't know, that seems kind of late for a grocery store to me. But anyways, I digress. It's fine. I am probably going to go get coffee. I don't know. Got 30 minutes to kill. I thought about maybe just parking and walking a little bit. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, 30 minutes and then they're going to be open. I guess I should have done my research before I drove here. Okay guys, update. Good news and bad news. Bad news, there was no marked down protein. I've always heard that on Saturday mornings Aldi will put out they'll mark down certain meat. Yeah, I didn't find any of that, so that was kind of a bummer, but it was really empty, so that I guess was a positive. It was nice to do my shopping with not a lot of people around. It was just very empty. So now I'm gonna go home and unload the goods. All right, so I want to take a moment to just address a couple questions that I got about this whole fit model transition, because I did put a question box up on my Instagram just asking you guys if you had any questions about this transition, and I got a couple repeats. So the first question that I got a couple times was, has it been hard to learn the different posing? So obviously fit model posing and bikini posing are not quite the same. And actually the answer is not really, because truthfully the only difference is the front pose, which I'll put a picture up here of the difference of a bikini front pose and a fit model front pose. I would say that was a little weird to learn at first. However, I have been posing my fit model clients for several months now, well, since the beginning of this year. So I already had an understanding of how to do the fit model front pose. It was just a matter of getting used to doing it with my physique and finding my proper angles. So that was a little challenging at first because I just, you're not used to it. But other than that, the fit model posing routine is very similar to the bikini posing routine. It's kind of just sped up essentially, right? So that's why I have some athletes that, have been former bikini competitors and have tried out fit model. And the good news is they don't really have to relearn an entire new routine. If you already know the bikini routine, the fit model routine will probably be a little bit easier to learn because it's just the same thing except it's sped up and a different front pose. So that's my answer there. So that was a good question. Now this next question I thought was really thought-provoking, and I wanted to think about it a little bit before I got on here and talked about it, but somebody asked me if I think it's unfair that bikini competitors are coming to Fit Model? Like, does it give the Fit Model girls an unfair advantage, especially since Fit Model is supposed to kind of be that like introductory divisions? So although I understand where this question is coming from, because I think when Fit Model was first like announced, you know, it was announced as like, this is supposed to be the introductory like division for bodybuilding, but that's not to say that it's just for first-time competitors, right? I think that like what you have to remember is just because it's the introductory level, basically that just means it requires the least amount of muscle mass out of all of the other divisions, right? So like over the past couple of years, the bikini division has really gotten quite muscular, right? Where, you know, 10 years ago, bikini used to be what Fit Model is now. And it used to be one of those divisions where, you know, some people who had only been training for maybe a year could potentially get on stage. However, for bikini now, it's, I mean, not for nothing, it demands at least, I would say, several years of vigorous training to get that muscularity. And for most people, I mean, myself included, I've been at this for a very long time, and just genetically, I am not somebody that puts on muscle super quick, and I'm not willing to go the super enhanced route in order to do so. So that's where Fit Model fits a lot more within like my frame. So I don't think it's unfair that bikini competitors are going to Fit Model by any means. There's still, so True Novice is a class that you can enter as a first-time competitor at any show. So like, yeah, it would be unfair if somebody who had competed multiple times before did True Novice, right? But there's still a good opportunity for first-time athletes to go against first-time athletes if that's what they want, and that would just entail entering the True Novice division. So that's my answer to that. I mean, I thought that was a really thought-provoking question though, so I mean, I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts below. And I think like a good analogy too is there have been like several wellness athletes who have come down to bikini, right? So it's like that same analogy. It's almost the same thing as saying, oh, you know, that's a wellness athlete going down to bikini is unfair to the bikini athletes, right? Now, I will say, I do think that next year in 2026, when the Fit Model Pro shows start coming out, I do think that the NPC is going to have to do a good job at like regulating and keeping Fit Model at that lower level of muscularity and not letting it get too big, right? You know, and just being really uptight with that, because I could potentially see current bikini pros coming to Fit Model Pro and just still having too much muscle, right? And if the judges reward that, that doesn't look great for the Fit Model division, right? We don't want it to get too big. So I do think that there's gonna have to be some regulation done there. Okay, and then the last question I wanna address is, how has this prep been different than like my bikini prep? So I guess you could kind of say like it's still been the same prep, right? Because I have been prepping since the beginning of this year, 2025, for a bikini competition, and I did that in July. So now, ever since that, you know, what's been interesting is like I got stage lean for that. So I guess the biggest difference now is I'm kind of just maintaining. I'm no longer like trying to get leaner. I'm just kind of maintaining, and then I'm gonna fill out a little bit more aggressively for, you know, in peak week for my Fit Model show at the end of this month, which will be North Americans in Pittsburgh. I'm super excited for that. But that's been the biggest difference. But you know, I'll be honest, guys, I just feel so much more at peace with this decision to do Fit Model. I feel like going into the show, I've never felt so just like at peace and almost confident. Not to say I'm like overly confident by any means, but I think I've always kind of known like I am a smaller bikini girl, and you know, and I think that's led to a little bit of self-doubt, you know, for bikini. However, just going into the show, I just feel really at peace and like really calm and just excited more than anything to get up there. Just, you know, knowing that like maybe I have a chance. I feel like I'm no longer going in with the mindset of like, oh, I know I'm a smaller bikini girl, you know. So I just feel like I've been enjoying this phase so much, and like that's why I'm really openly sharing this show that I'm doing. You know, the show that I did in Texas back in July, I kind of kept that prep on the DL just to keep the pressure low on myself. But like, I just feel really, I don't know, just like really calm about going into the North Americans, believe it or not. So that's why I'm a little bit more open to just like sharing this journey, because I'm not worried about like, I'm not putting pressure on myself. So yeah, I think that's been the biggest kind of change. So yeah, it's been fun, and I'm just like really enjoying this whole transition phase, you know. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna bring my best to stage at North Americans. We'll see if the judges like that look, what they reward, and you know, if they don't like that look, I'll get feedback, and then you know, we go back to the drawing board. It's all kind of a learning process. So I am getting ready to walk over to the train station, and this is a really short trip, you guys. I'm talking like 24 hours. So thankfully I don't have to pack a ton of food, but I'm actually using an Angel Competition Bikinis little drawstring bag to put some stuff in. So I've got little mustard packets, my salt, nutritional yeast, some protein powder packets, and then some of the things I'm bringing. So I'm bringing one of my favorites, Prime Bites. I love these for travel purposes. So good. I have some apples, and then I have some baggy meals that I'm putting together. So some of that ground chicken I cooked yesterday, I'm using that. I have some air fried carrots and sweet potato. I have some tofu. I have just some baggy meals that I'm packing. So one of the things that, truthfully guys, in prep, even with being, you know, in a maintenance phase as I go into my fit model show here in a couple weeks, in my personal opinion, when you are in a contest prep, if you're a couple weeks out from a show and you're traveling, like, you just gotta pack your food. You gotta do it. There's too many little variables that you can't control if you're trying to just wing it and eat out, right? So, but I don't mind. This is what I signed up for. So yeah, we're gonna put all this together, put some ice packs in my bag, and put it in my bag before I walk over to the train station. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to walk over to the train station. It sounds so weird to say that. I'm gonna walk to the train station, but I want to edit this entire video on my train ride down. Part of the reason I like to take the train is because I can connect Wi-Fi and get a lot of work done. So I plan on editing this video on the train and getting it up very soon. So I probably won't get any footage on the train, which it's not that, honestly, it's not that interesting. But I will say one of the things, if you're ever considering taking the Amtrak, is it is very susceptible to delays. So my train has been delayed like an hour already today, which is honestly, it's fine. It's not really a nuisance to me, but like if anybody has ever considered taking the train and you're on like a time crunch, probably wouldn't recommend it. It is one of the downsides of it, but once I get on the train, I'm gonna zone out, I'm gonna work. I've got client programs, I've got this video to edit, some content to do, and hopefully I'll be able to get this video up pretty quickly for you guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my fit model vlogs this far. I am actually today, 3 weeks out from North Americans. So excited. So any questions you guys have, any videos, any content you guys want to see over the next 3 weeks, please comment below. You ask and you shall receive. So I appreciate you guys supporting me and supporting my channel, and I hope you guys have a great day wherever you're at in the world.